Hi, I'm Krupa Chavda-Derodra. I'm a dancer, choreographer, and now author of the dance map, Anaya's Indian Adventure. Stay tuned to the Voice It Out podcast.
Hi, it's Amrita, and I'm back with another episode, the first of 2026, with a very special guest. And I've got to say, I've known this lady for a number of years, and I'm so happy to say that she has taken a slight turn in her career, and I'm really excited to talk to her about it. It's dancer, choreographer, and author Krupa Chavda-Derodra. Hello, Krupa.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm really well, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and talking to me about this really exciting book that you will see if you watch on our YouTube. I just want to ask you, you've been such a great inspiration just to watch online, but how did your personal interest start in dancing?
So when I was younger, the only way I thought to move was to dance. So dance has been a huge part of my life since I can remember. And when I was in school, I remember going to a dance class and the connection between the music and moving was just instantaneous. And it was like almost euphoric and I had to do it every single day. I love music. And then when I got to like college, I took this more seriously. So I kept dancing. And then, I did an audition and I got into Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and that was just it for me. I was like, the bug had stuck. Yeah.
That's actually amazing. How did that actually come about? And also, did you find yourself kind of having to explain maybe to your parents? Because I feel like our parents' generation, if you say, I want to be a dancer as a career, kind of going to be like, are you sure?
Yeah. There was, I think it's quite hard being a creative person and trying to explain how that can go into a career is really, really difficult. Like my mum, she's a sweetheart. She was like, do what's happy, like makes you happy, all of that. Such a sweetie. My dad was really like, I think there's no one else that's done anything creative in the family. So he didn't quite understand how that would work. And we did clash. I love my dad. We've got an amazing relationship now. But I was like, do you know what? I'm going to prove you wrong, actually. I'm going to show you that actually I can do this and it's going to be a blossoming career. So now his mindset is completely different, which is amazing. So I think that's made our relationship a lot better.
That's so amazing that obviously you started off with that interest, probably a vocational kind of interest to begin with, and then obviously have made it into something really serious and turned it into your career.
Yeah.
So when you actually were in Harry Potter, like, come on, hello, how did that even happen? How did it happen?
Well, Harry Potter came about, they actually didn't tell us what the audition was when we were in college. Okay. So where I went in college was in Plaistow. It was a place called Newvic. And they were like, there's an audition with a production company. They'd love you to go and just audition for it. A whole bunch of us from my class went. I was doing a performing arts course at the time. Okay. And we were all like, let's just do it. It'll be fun. We did it as a joke, to be honest. And then a few weeks after that, they were like, actually, you've got the audition and it's Harry Potter. So we were just like, okay, let's do it. It'll be great. But it's, getting that experience.
I think our viewers, listeners need to go and watch this.
Yeah.
You just tell us which Harry Potter it was, to be really specific.
Yeah, so it's Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And if you look at the Yule Ball scene, any of the Potterheads will know what that is. I'm standing behind Harry Potter when he's dancing. So basically, I'm a dancer in Harry Potter,
I mean, that's a great place to start.
Yeah, that was, it was a benchmark to start.
Yeah, so I was thinking, how much higher do you have to aim after that? Like, that's amazing. Obviously, like I said, I've known Krupa for ages, but the reason we met is when you had a Britain's Got Talent appearance with 3B, if anyone remembers that. That was fantastic. I remember the euphoria that was kind of came along with that. Yeah. How did it feel for you at the time?
It was complete pandemonium at the time because I think sometimes when you're in something, you don't really see what's going on around you because you're so in the rehearsals, going to the studio, all of this kind of thing. And then all of a sudden I've got like messages, and I've never had that. And I was like, this is actually very strange because obviously getting into dance, it was really tough to prove to people. And then all of a sudden it's like everyone's like, oh my God, like you're doing amazing. So it was quite I found it overwhelming, to be honest. And I just wanted to enjoy that moment because it was, it was a big moment for like everybody. And it was just so, I think we were the first Bollywood company on that show. I think there's been lots and lots on there now. But I think for like Indians that love Bollywood music
Yeah.
and dance. I think for them, they were like, oh my God, you're on Britain's Got Talent. So yeah, it was amazing. I think being the age I was then, it was brilliant because I was young and I didn't have like any other commitments. I was going to college. I was able to take a bit of time out to do that. So it was amazing.
That's really like, it's really nice to hear that you were able to kind of take in the moment when it was happening.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, because you were the first, and because obviously there was obviously going to be kind of the community backing and, you know, like, but how did you feel when you were there? Because obviously you were kind of the ethnic dance group, the ethnic dance group, should I say, in that way. How did it feel when you were there? Because obviously you did get, like you said, you found it overwhelming. You did get a lot of attention, and obviously you would have got a lot of work from it as well.
That's true. Yeah, it opened up a lot of opportunities for the company itself and also individually, which was great. But I think like at the time, I was like, I think I was 17. So it was like being that young and like all these things happening. Like for me, I was like, I want to take each day as it comes and not get like wrapped up. It's very easy to get wrapped up in the whole showbiz thing because you're like walking down a corridor and there's Simon Cowell standing there. So it's just like, it's all a bit bizarre. And then there's Ant and Dec and there's all these other things going on. But I was like, enjoy the moment, take it all in, because I think if you get swept up by it, you're not present, and I wanted to be very present in that moment.
I totally get that. I was going to ask you actually just a random kind of reflection question. If you think about having that kind of experience now, do you think there's anything you might have done differently?
I think adults, like, you change, like, because I've had so much between then and now. I think for me, I don't know, I did take that experience in and I really loved it and enjoyed it. I don't know whether that's what I would want now for my career, actually. I think I've done a lot of commercial work and things like that, and jobs do come up and I would still do commercial work, don't get me wrong, but I don't know whether I'll do that again.
That is actually really interesting to know, because it just means, I think it means that you had a really fulfilling experience when it actually happened, which I think is amazing. But so you went as an actual dancer and a choreographer, is there any kind of opportunity that you've had where you just thought, pinch me, after that Britain's Got Talent?
Oh, right.
Kind of. Did you have anything like that?
Yeah,
I've
had a few things that I've done where I've been like, this is actually surreal. So I did this one job, I've forgotten what year it was a couple of years ago, I think 2017, where it was like the Cricket World Cup. We did like an opening ceremony in front of the Mall. So you're right in front of Buckingham Palace, and it was like all these like famous cricket as were there, and it was like, obviously being Indian, it's like, you're like, oh my God,
of course,
and then I was in like a vintage India shirt and they wanted me to hold the cup, and I was like, this is crazy, like, what's going on? And I think all my uncles, my dad, like all the men in the family were just like, wow, like, what is happening? And I was like, I have no idea, this is crazy.
That's amazing.
But that was a really big pinch me moment. I thought that was amazing, and it was all live and everything, so that was great. And then recently I did, actually not recently, but like 2022, went on Country File for an episode of Country File, and we were going up the 4 highest peaks of mountains and creating work using geolights, and they filmed it using a drone, and it was like the most beautiful video, and it was all documented, and it was on Country File. I had never climbed a mountain in my life. I did not know what that was. I found out the hard way, no training, 6 days after getting married. I was like, whoa.
That sounds intense.
It was intense, but I loved every minute of it. So there's been moments in my career where I've been like, it's not what I thought I'd be doing, but like, it's been so amazing that these opportunities have come up for me. So there's been a few of those.
That's pretty cool. I was going to say, so when you initially started dancing, or whenever you wanted to make it into a serious thing in your life, did you actually think of like the trajectory you wanted it to take, or have you just ended up taking opportunities that have come your way?
So it was a bit of a mix. Like, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to do TV, I'm going to do film, I'm going to do music videos, I'm going to do all of that kind of stuff, which I did bits of. But what I found out in my career was that I love working with young people. And so much of my work is based around working in colleges, working in schools, and giving young people good role models, because sometimes that is all they need to make themselves want to feel better and to know that they don't need to be stuck in a place. You can go out and venture and you're going to actually be something with your life, whether that is dance or not dance, but at least it's given them confidence to do something. So I feel like now in my career I do work with young people a lot, and that is like I would say 50% of what I do. But then on the other end I still do loads of shows, performing and teaching and choreographing, working with different clients, companies, because I love that. I love being people facing. But yeah, I thought it was going to be all commercial. But yeah, I just feel like I love working with people, like real people, real families, and I love that.
That sounds amazing. What part of that do you actually find the most fulfilling? You sound like you're fulfilled by everything, I'll be honest with you, which I think is amazing. But is there any particular thing that you think, you know what, this really fulfills me more than the other bits?
Yeah, I think some of my students, I've taught them since they were like, I don't like really young, like 3, and now,
how
and
cute.
then, which is so sweet. And they're getting into like amazing colleges. They're getting into like the top dance places. And I feel like to be part of that part of their journey where they've been like, actually, you believed in me and I've actually gone and done something with that, makes me feel so good about myself and for them. So I think that's a beautiful thing. So for me, that part of it has been absolutely amazing. And I feel like I've never ever wanted to be a type of person to sit there and not do anything. Like I've wanted to like help and make a change. So I feel like that's where that's happened basically. So that's
cool. Does it not make you feel old though?
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. It's crazy. It is crazy. Yeah.
It's mad to think where you started and where you've kind of, like you said, ended up helping children, kind of maybe you've even put them in the direction that you're in. Do you see what I mean? Like to make it as a serious career. And I think that's really commendable that you've ended up working so many years with the same people. That must be so fulfilling
it's
as well.
amazing. Because I had a role model. I had a teacher in my secondary school called Miss Kalishabetta. Hello. But
hello to the teacher.
Hello, Miss Kalishabetta. She's amazing. She just believed in me and she saw something in me and she pushed me like so much. And it was just having one person like that was like, you can do this. And and now I've got a career. So yeah, that's all you need sometimes.
That's so amazing. I was going to just do an about turn, which you've kind of done.
Yeah.
So you have written a book, as we can see. It's called Anaya's Indian Adventure, with a little thing on top that says the dance map, which is a really important part of this book, actually. So Anaya's Indian Adventure is about Anaya, who goes on a little journey.
Yeah.
I say little, but it's actually a massive journey. Kind of looking through all the dance styles, should I say, the dance festivals and all that kind of stuff within India.
Yeah.
And I found it really, I feel like it is really, it ticks all the boxes in terms of it's entertaining. I feel like my little niece would absolutely love it, I'll be honest with you. But also it's really culturally rich and I really appreciated that about the book. Why was it so important to you, for one, to include the cultural aspects of dance, and also what made you write this book?
So writing has always been like a therapy for me, as well as dancing, like storytelling in general. So I've always had an idea of writing a children's book because I'm around children every day, and like I would always ask them like, oh, like when you read books, like do you feel like there's enough diversity in the books you're reading? And even I went to the library before I wrote this book, and in my local library, and I was in the kids section and they were like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm absolutely fine, but I'm just really trying to sift out like what's out there. And I did feel like there is a lack of representation, diversity in books. It's getting a lot better, don't get me wrong. And when you mix dance and like cultural representation, there wasn't something where I felt like there was more than one dance style or more than maybe a couple here and there. So I was like, there is something definitely missing. I love to dance and I love to write. So I was like, let's just marry these two things together and write this book. It's been a long time coming. I've been talking about this for like 5-6 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So my mum was like, you need to do this now. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, okay. And then I just brainstormed loads of ideas. And I love things to be in a logical but visual sense. So I was like, imagine there was a map and plotted on it are all these dance styles. And I just wanted to see it like that. And then I was like, let me write this story. Like, how's the story going to go? So then I wanted like a really strong character.
Yeah.
And that's Anaya. And she's a young girl that just loves to dance. I can very much relate.
Is it based on you?
Yeah, no, it's not a biography. So yeah, and then like that relationship with another generation, which is Nani.
Yeah.
So I wanted that relationship to be apparent in the book, and just like going around India and India is full of the most amazing dance styles.
Yeah.
I think in my book there's probably 10% of the dance styles that are in India. It's very hard to pick, but I just want children to feel inspired by India as a country, and there are so many dance styles, and it just to be in this one book and it's celebrated, and it's not just for like Indian children, it's for anybody that wants to learn about culture, diversity, there's geography, like where are things. So yeah, that's how it's all come along, and it's all been such an organic process which has taken over a year basically to get it going.
I mean, you know, like in the middle of it, like there is actually a dance map, which I think is fantastic. There's a double page spread of a dance map. But I just wanted to ask you, because as it says, it's illustrated by Lauren Austin. I've got to say the illustrations are amazing.
Yeah.
They are actually really, really complementary to the story. But there's also a rhyming aspect. How did you do that?
Yeah. So, yeah, it is. Yeah. So basically, when I was writing this book, I was like, melody and rhythm are two things that are so integral in dance. So why would my book not be written in a melody and rhythm musical aspect? I can't rap, but basically it kind of felt like I was writing a rap in a weird way. But like each line, I think there's only 3 lines in the entire book that don't rhyme. But I was like, I want to write a book that flows and that has rhyme aspect in it, as well as telling the story.
Yeah.
So, because in dancing, that's, rhythm, music, melody and rhyme is so integral to it. So it just made sense to me, to be honest. But it was very difficult to find rhyming words, I can tell you that.
I mean, even when I was reading, I was thinking, I don't know how you would have done this, because it is really difficult to do that
really
as well
hard.
as tell a good story so that it makes sense, and you know, all the rest of it is
That's
cohesive.
Yes, yeah. To find the flow as well as rhyming, it was really hard.
Yeah, no, I think it's a really good book. Like I said, I think my niece is like 5, so I think she would absolutely love it. I was going to ask you about how, you know, like you said it was hard to pick which kind of dances and which kind of festivals to include in the book. But has it at least included your favourite festivals?
Oh, yeah. So like there's a Garba and Dandiya Ras in there, which I'm obsessed. I'm Gujarati, like how can you not be obsessed? My mama used to have his own Garba years and years ago.
Yeah.
So we grew up in that Garba, space, and like it's just that feeling of everyone being together and dancing. So those were some of my first dancing experiences. So I love that page in the book, and also Bollywood. Who doesn't love? Doesn't love a bit of Bollywood, you know? So yeah, those two are my favourite. But also, there's a bit in the book where I wanted my book to actually dance.
Yeah.
So there's a page where everything's flipped the other way in the book, so you have to actually physically move the book around. So you technically are dancing in your body as well whilst reading the book. So yeah, there's dance in every aspect of this book. Yeah.
That's really clever. I've got to say, at this stage in your career, do you think that, I mean, it sounds like it, do you think that you're going to continue being an author as well?
Yes, yeah. So I see this book as a series. So that's how I've, in my mind, I always had an idea of a series of books. And I would say like the series goes to different countries and you discover different dances from different countries.
Okay.
Whether or not that's Anaya going to the different countries or it's a child from the country, I'm not sure yet. I've not worked all of that out yet, but that's something I'm working on now and brainstorming what works for like another book, basically. Yeah, I'd love to write more books.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, because although this is a children's book, I recently had an author who also wrote a children's book, and the protagonist was an Asian girl.
Okay.
Did you find any kind of pressure in terms of, oh my God, I have to make this right in terms of the culture or give the right message in terms of the festival or the dance style? Did you feel that pressure, or were you quite happy leaving it it's kind of a basic explanation that you give every time, but also it's a very Anaya-ish one, if you see what I mean. Like it's her story, so it's her journey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to ask if you felt kind of any pressure towards that.
Well, I think I tried not to think of it too much, because I wanted to write it in the way that I felt was as authentic, as culturally authentic as possible. But of course, I was thinking if I'm writing a book about, Indian aspects in it.
Yeah.
You know, people are going to look at it and they will resonate with certain places in India. So I wanted to make it as authentic and like I can't say it, cultural correct as I can. So yeah, I did think it was in the back of my mind when I was writing, but I was like, let me get it in writing how I feel like it should be. And then I go back and look at what I've written. Is that going to come across the right way? All of that. So it was more in the editing process where I thought, okay, maybe if I write it this way, is more culturally appropriate. But like, I think there's Bhangra in there as well, Punjab. So I know, you know, people from there are really, really like passionate about their style of dance. So I wanted to do that justice. Trying to do the right thing for each part of India, you know. But also, yeah, I've not put a mass explanation as a children's book, but really wanted to be as authentic. I didn't want to dilute the culture. I think that was a massive thing. I was like, I want it to be as culturally vibrant as possible. We're not going to dilute the culture in the book.
Yeah. No, I think it does. It does kind of tell a little story about the culture and a little story about the dance style and the whichever festival, because festivals are related to this in this book as well. So I just wanted to ask you, in terms of your whole career, you said your interest obviously sparked at college. But during that time, and obviously after Britain's Got Talent and up until now, do you think that in the dance industry in the UK, I know you do different types of dance, but have you ever felt kind of in a way that maybe dance was something that was looked out in a certain way, maybe from our culture, or maybe did you feel like, I'm just on my own journey and I'm just going to do what I want to do? Because I do feel like there is an aspect of both, but I just wanted you to...
Yeah, so when I started dancing, so that was like seriously in college, there was a lot of, I don't know, well, backlash from like certain family members, or like, I would just say older men in the family very much had an opinion about it. But I think I'm quite a stubborn, like, I'm just going to do it. If it's not hurting anyone, why is it wrong? I'm just going to do this anyway, and I will prove you wrong. And you have your opinion, but I'm actually still just going to do this. And I think when I first started my career, if you did different styles of dance, it kind of felt like, oh, but you're not mastering one thing, so how can you be good at any of those things? But it's very different now. I think a lot of dancers do so many different styles of dance, whereas I think back in the day people were specializing in one style, and I'm just going to do this style and all. But I think it's like, for me, I see it like a box of chocolates, you know, like I get to do so many different amazing things, and it's not the same thing every day. I think I'd get really bored if I was just doing one style every day. But also I feel like I am pretty well, I think I'm quite good at many different styles of dance. That's why my career is still going. So it is possible. But I think like I was, as a young girl, to like speak up against certain like family members or people around me that were like really didn't want me to do dance, but then it was like, how can it be wrong if it feels so good? I don't understand.
I love that.
Like, it makes no sense, you know. And I think it's so funny, like there was a turning point when I was getting or like the work where especially like TV work. As soon as like people were seeing me on TV doing things, I think they were like, oh gosh, it's actually doing something. For some reason, it's like that's what's seen as like a pinnacle compared to like if I was going into a school and teaching kids. But when they were seeing that, I think a lot of the talking just stopped because there was nothing else to say, because it was like, I am actually working and this is my, I don't have a backup. This is what I do day in, day out. So
It's not a side hustle.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah.
Did you ever feel like, because obviously if you're continuously dancing in your career, you're physically fit, right?
Yeah.
What about the mental health side of it? Do you ever go through low points, or did you ever go through a low point?
Yeah, I think a lot of like creative people do, and I'm self-employed as well, and I've never had I don't know what a salary is, if I'm being honest with you. I've just never had, that's not like a safety net I've ever had in my life. So I just think like there are days I'm not gonna, like I teach kids with different needs and like all different kind of kids from around the country, and it's challenging. And like you can come home and like say someone's hit you or something, like you come home and you do feel like, oh my gosh, what am I doing with my life? But I think there's a bigger picture. Like the bigger picture is that you are helping, you are making a difference, and like I think it's the flexibility and freedom that I love. Like I don't need to tell anyone if I want to go on holiday for 6 months.
Yeah, that's
Do you know
true.
what I mean? It's like I can literally be like, okay, I'm going to take the time out for myself. But the physical side of it is amazing in terms of my mental health. Like dancing is such a therapy. And I think when you're moving through space and it feels like you're flying. That's the only way I can describe how I feel when I dance, and nothing else matters. So many things happen in our lives. And when I dance, I like actually forget about everything else, which is it's great. Yeah. And I think mentally it's just helped me a lot. And it's like, I think it's made me a better person mentally. Dancing has been so amazing for that. But yeah, there's good and bad days. But I think being a creative person, that's just part of the job, isn't it? Yeah. So I think, dancing's made me very mentally strong. And I'm quite a stubborn, I'm just going to go in full contemplating type
So
person.
you should be.
Yeah. So I think, it's helped me a lot.
That's really cool. I think there was something that occurred to me while you were answering that, actually, that whatever you do, even this is when you're not taking your time off, obviously, when you're actually working. Whatever you do, no matter how you're feeling, you just have to show up, right?
Yeah.
Firstly, because you're self-employed.
Yeah.
Secondly, because the career that you have to show up and you have to just teach or dance or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Does that hit you sometimes when you're having maybe a bad day, or just as we all do, just a random woke up, can't be bothered kind of day?
Yeah.
Does that really is it something that you get over quickly because of the dance, or is it something that you kind of, in inverted commas, struggle through?
Yeah, I think it depends on, like, say I was going to a school, never been to this school, and I was having a really bad day. You do feel like you just have to put it on the back burner because they've never seen you before. So they don't want to see you, and then you're like, whoa. But then it's like there's some things that I do where I work with a lot of my friends, actually, where we all have dance careers and we work together. A lot of the time we love working together because we know that we're going to show up for each other. And there are times when we're in a rehearsal and, like, somebody's having a really bad time, but everyone is just so supportive. I've got to say, the Dance Network, there are parts of it that can be quite catty, and that's one side of it. But there's one side of it where it's like having an extended family. Like, my friends in dance are like, I see them more than family members most of the time, and they just show up for you and they'll be there to support you because they know the same struggle, which I don't think other people would understand. But like there are times when I've gone into a rehearsal and I'm like, I need 5 minutes to cry. Is that okay?
Bless you.
Yeah. Like, it could be anything that's happened, like it. And sometimes movement brings out something in you and you're like, oh my goodness, like I'm actually gonna, like, I've connected to something and I'm actually gonna, like, emotionally it's got to come out. But like, they are so there for you, which is amazing. So I've been really blessed that I've got people around me that if I was to walk into a rehearsal having a bad day, it's actually okay. Like, they're just like, it's fine, take your time, it's all good. Which is, back in the day, I think when you're starting out, you don't really know as many people and you just have to have this face on you and, like, I can do everything, is fine. But I think it's become more human now. It's all right not to have a great time, and everyone's just going to help you, so it's nice.
That's really cool. I was going to say, do you, as a dancer or as an entertainer, now as an author, do you kind of feel the pressure of social media, because there are so many dances and trends and all the rest of it? Do you ever feel, pressure's probably not the right word, because I feel like you'd be really good at jumping on a trend, but I might be really wrong that you actually don't like doing that or something. But do you feel like social media has kind of changed the game?
It has. Like, social media has become such a big thing now, and it feels like if you're not on it and you've not posted something, it's like it's never happened. It's like, it's crazy. But I think the way I've had my relationship with social media is I'll post things that I'm like, I'm working all the time. Like, sometimes there isn't time, and like I might just do a story and be like, I'm at this school today doing this, but I don't let it take over. Like, I'm not going to go like hours and hours on end just trying to create things because I have to post them. I'm going to post things I feel that have value, and I try not to think of what people really want from how can I put this? Like what people just want to see. Because like I just put things that I feel like have value and that I'm doing that I think people would find more interesting. And like all these trends, it's quite funny. It's like 15 seconds of dance.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not really dancing. Yeah, no, it's not really. Like the kids I teach, like, Miss, you should do TikTok. I'm like,
I can so imagine people saying that to you.
yeah. I'm like, I could, or I could just show you what I do in a day, you know, like how many things you can fit in a day and what you can prep as a dancer, like that kind of thing. I think that would be more interesting for people to see. But I get it. I get why people are doing TikTok and like really pushing the socials. I have to as well for my work. But I don't want it to take over my life, you know. Like I think there was a year where I just didn't post anything at all.
Really?
I just did stories, yeah. Because I was like,
so easy to do that because it's just a 24-hour thing then,
this
isn't
is it. Yeah, I was like, I'll just
snippet.
post where I like what I'm teaching and stuff, but I'm not going to let it take over my entire life.
Yeah, that's a really healthy way of looking at it because I think in the industry that you're in, like you said, it's so easy to get caught up in just trying to post the whole time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's nice. I think it's really nice that you have explained authentically what you want to show, and also that's a little bit of you.
Yeah.
Whatever you're posting, it is going to be a little bit of you, right?
That's
it doesn't
it,
have
yeah.
to be a dance video.
No.
I'm going to move to the this or that section, if that's okay.
Perfect.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so some of these are actually they're not that related to your career. I've chosen different ones. But I was going to say, if you want to do an explanation, you can, but you don't have to. Don't feel pressured into it. No peer pressure here. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Cool. Detective or explorer?
Explorer.
I don't know why. When I think of when I said explorer, then I thought of a sea explorer. I don't know why. Anyway, superhero or princess?
Superhero.
Oh, I have to ask why.
Oh, so I think I don't need to be rescued.
Aha, no damsel in distress here.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Okay. Endless knowledge or endless imagination?
Endless imagination.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's what I thought an author would say. Series or standalone books?
Oh, series.
This is because this is going to be a series book.
Yeah.
Just saying. Dress up or dress down?
Oh, dress up.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Step into the cartoon world or step into the video game world?
Cartoon world.
Yes, high five to that.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry?
Oh, love it. Love it, Tom and Jerry.
I don't know why, but whenever I think of cartoons, that's all I think of.
Oh, I love Tom and Jerry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was really nice. I'm going to ask you if you could just share your socials with us so that our listeners and viewers can know where to follow you.
Yeah, so my books page is at Books by Krupa. I've also got a dance page, which is at Krupa Chavda-Dance. And I've got one where is everything that I do, which is just if anyone wanted to be a matey, it's fine. Yeah, which is at Krupa Around Town.
Is that all on Instagram?
All on Instagram. Yeah.
Amazing.
All
Now
on Instagram.
you know where to go
Yeah.
to follow this amazing woman. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on, and check this out. This was our first podcast.
Yeah, never done a podcast before. This is great.
Thanks so much for sharing so much and being so giving with what you share, because I feel like in this episode, I've also got to know you all over again.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you so much. So that was the amazing episode with Krupa. Hopefully people can watch it on YouTube as well and see this illustration of the title of the book, the title page of the book. It's so amazing. I just want to say a big shout out to DJ Shy Guy, Shai Hussain, who composed our jingle, and I'll be back soon with another episode. Bye.